And some breaking news coming in. The final list of the NRC, or the National Register of Citizens in Assam, has been published. The list was published at 10 a.m. this morning. Let's remember, security has been beefed up in Assam as well to avoid any untoward incidents with regards to the release of this list. That has been a major flashpoint. It has been a bone of contention in Assam. Now, the NRC state coordinator had denied all charges leveled by the Guwahati-based Citizens Forum and claimed that the group is misleading the people of Assam and ignorant of the basis of verification system of the National Register of Citizens. But now we understand that the final NRC list has been released. It was released at 10 a.m. this morning. This is the latest update that's coming in right now as we speak. This has been a bone of contention in the state of Assam and otherwise. Right, the National Register of Citizen for Assam has been live since 10 a.m. The Assam government has published this list. Now, the availability of names can be checked through an official link given below. My colleague, Afrida Rahman Ali, who's been tracking all the developments on the story very closely, joining us on the phone line with more. Afrida, we understand that the final list of the Assam NRC has in fact been released. The state has been on tenterhooks. This has been a major bone of contention in the state and even the country over. Take us through the latest.
Yes, Sanjana. First of all, let's understand that this is the final draft of the NRC. Remember, there were two previous drafts that were released in 2017 and 2018, and there were counter appeals. There were 40 lakh people who were excluded from the last draft, and 38 lakh out of that number had reappealed to against the NRC list. So the suspense is more around those people who were excluded from the previous draft, whether they will figure in the list this time around. So the list that is now published will be more of a final document, remember, of the citizens residing in Assam. This is the list of the bona fide citizens of India residing in Assam. So like I said, the first most important thing is those who were excluded from the previous list, have their names figured. Now, it's just about 15 minutes past 10, so we'll have to still wait for a little bit more time for clarity to come in. I'm still trying to figure out the numbers right now. A little too early to give you the numbers,
right,
but we will do so subsequently. That's the important thing. And secondly, let me also point out that there will be no such thing as an exclusion list that will be released. So a lot of people were asking that question. That is ruled out. Also, of course, the procedure and how to check your status, everything is online. There's an NRC website. There are also NRC Seva Kendras, Sanjana, as you would know, about 2,500 of these Seva Kendras panned across the state. Now, I happened to speak to the coordinator of NRC yesterday, and he made it very clear that even for people who are not net savvy, people in the rural areas, there are enough organizations, there are NGOs, there are various platforms set up in the most interior parts of Assam where people can actually go and find out their status, reconfirm their status. Actually, for those whose names have already figured, there's nothing to worry. It's just going to be status quo. So those are the important points, Sanjana, at the moment.
Afrida, there was definitely a sense of panic, if we may say, in the state because of this. But, the government and the authorities and even the center, hoping to placate and allay all of those fears, kept saying that those who are excluded from the NRC need not be worried. They will be given complete cooperation to prove their citizenship. Just give us a sense of what about the names that won't be included on the list, Afrida?
Yes, so the government has come up with a number of assurances. Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal has also released a statement, spoke to the media, saying there is no reason to panic because, first of all, there is, of course, again going to be counter appeals for those names who are excluded in this list. And the state has promised, in fact, help and assistance to those who might like to further appeal. So the immediate recourse would be to approach the NRC tribunals, which again have been set up to hear those cases, and then of course take the legal recourse further for those whose names have not appeared. Now, remember, Sanjana, I want to just set the record straight for the sake of viewers that this list of NRC is
Hmm.
something that was pending updation since the year 1985 when the Assam Accord was signed. Now, the case of Assam is very different from the rest of the country. Let's make it extremely clear for our viewers why today we have a national register of citizens only for Assam. The
Right.
reason behind that is the cutoff year for citizenship in the case of Assam is 1971 as opposed to 1951 for the rest of the country. The reason it is 1971 for
Right.
Assam is
Afrida, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but stay with us. We also have Arindam joining us live from Boko in Assam. Arindam, we understand that the NRC final list 2019 is out amid tight security. Give us a sense of what you're picking up currently on ground.
Well, yes, the final list of the NRC is right now available on various websites of the
Mm-hmm.
NRC, so people can see their names online, whether their names have surfaced in the final list of the NRC. Apart from that, various NRC centers have been open in various parts of the state where people can come and physically check whether their names have come up in the final list of the NRC. So, just ahead of the declaration of the final list of the NRC, security has been tightened across the state. 51 additional companies of the paramilitary forces have been called in the state, apart from the state police. So, 200 companies of paramilitary forces, along with the total force of Assam police, are keeping a close watch on the entire process of the NRC if in case there is any law and order situation. So, we are right now at a Panchayat center, which is an NRC center where people can come and physically check whether the names have come up in the NRC. But people so far haven't come here. They will probably come in a short while from now to check whether the names have come up in the final list of the NRC. Let me tell you, in the previous two lists that were declared by the NRC, out of the total 3.29 crore people, only 2.89 crore people found their names in the second list of the NRC. So 40 lakh people's name were left out in the second list of the NRC. So those out of those 40 lakh people, only 36 lakh people applied for in the freshly, so that their names could come up in the final list of the NRC. So it would be a very crucial moment for the state of Assam, because foreigners issue has been a long standing problem for the state of Assam, and in fact this is going to be a very crucial moment in the history of Assam.
Right, Arindam, and also, you are at a center right now. What is the kind of turnout, and what is the sense that you're actually picking up on ground? Are people nervous? Because let's remember, security has been beefed up in the state ahead of the announcement for the past 2 days. Yesterday, we saw Section 144 also being imposed. What is the sense that you're picking up on ground from the people?
Yes, Section 144 has been imposed in most parts of the state, keeping in view that there might be a law and order situation after the final list of the NRC is declared, because 40 lakh names were left out in the second list of the NRC. So those 40 lakh people have applied so that their names could surface in the final list of the NRC. And there is in fact a mixed feeling amongst the people whose names have not come up in the final list of the NRC, because there are various citizens who have got valid documents and proofs to prove their genuine Indian citizenship. But despite having such proof and certificates, people they could not find their names in the list of the NRC. So they are passing very anxious moments whether their names will come up in the final list of the NRC. But we have to wait and watch for some time, because people have just started coming at the various NRC centers to check their names in the final list of the NRC. In fact, names are also available on the various websites that has been right now opened up by the NRC office.
Right. Arundham, stay with us. Let me also quickly go back to my colleague Afrida, who is still with us on the phone line. Afrida, we're getting a reaction coming in from Twitter for Pratik Hajela, who is the state coordinator of the NRC. He has said that a total of 3.1 crore people found eligible for inclusion in the final NRC, leaving out about 19 lakh people. So we're talking 19 lakh 6,657 people, including those who did not submit their claims, adding that those who are not satisfied with the outcome can file the appeal before the foreigners tribunals. Afrida, yet another kind of effort coming in there from the authorities, from the government, to placate or allay any kind of concerns that may rise from this, because let's remember, this has been a major flashpoint in the state.
Yes, absolutely. Major flashpoint, and it's been a highly politically charged issue as well. The current BJP government initially throwed its weight behind this entire exercise. Remember, this is a mammoth exercise that has been taken up by the NRC tribunal. This is a tribunal that was set up by the Supreme Court. The process was conducted under the direct supervision of the Supreme Court. Now, this is the conclusion of a huge exercise. Let's first remember that. And like you said, now the immediate concern would be whether the state administration can contain the situation should there be any strong reactions like we have seen in the past. Now, of course, the state chief minister has assured that enough and more opportunity will be given to those whose names are not there in the list. They need not panic. The figures that we are getting at the moment, Sanjana, we are waiting for confirmation, which is why we are not putting it out immediately. The various agencies reporting figures about around 19 lakh, excluded even from the final list. But let's just wait for those numbers to actually be confirmed. I'm waiting for a final confirmation to come in on that. But at the moment, the state government, of course, like Arindam said, is on high alert. All the important areas, especially the vulnerable areas, have been put under tight security. Remember, the concerns were mostly on whether some of the minority population will be targeted, whether that will become an issue. But now we do not have still a statement on the exact breakup of. As of now, those issues have not come up. To know that the final NRC list is published, people can go to their website and check their status there. The government will, of course, put out information on what people can do. That is the job of the state government. NRC have set up enough number of centers across the state, also helplines, to address the concerns of the public. Sanjana.
Right. Frida, thank you so much for putting that in perspective. Let me quickly also go across to my colleague Arindam, who is joining us live from Boko. Arindam, we're seeing a lot of citizens over there now slowly gathering and kind of, putting their documents together and retrieving information. We understand that close to 19 lakh people have been not included in this final list that has been released of the NRC.
Yes, this is in fact an anxious moment for those people whose names did not find place in the second list of the NRC. So they are very anxiously waiting for the final list of the NRC, hoping that their names will surface in the final list of the NRC. Slowly and slowly, people are coming in at the various NRC centers where booth officials are helping with the villagers to find their names in the final list of the NRC. So they are coming with an ARN number. That is the number which was provided when they applied for NRC, and against those ARN numbers, these people will be able to check their names in the final list of the NRC. Right now, you can see one villager here from Boko has come up to check whether his name has come up in the NRC, and you can see the booth officials trying to help him out or find his name in the final list of the NRC. So this is in fact a very anxious moment because in the second list of the NRC, out of the 3.89 crore people who have applied in the list of the NRC, only 2.89 people found their names in the final list of the second list of the NRC. So 40 lakh names were left out in the second list of the NRC. So out of those 40 lakh people, only 36 lakh people applied so that their names will surface in the final list of the NRC. So it is a very anxious moment for those 40 lakh people who are waiting eagerly to find their names in the final list of the NRC.
Right, Arindam, thank you so much for those updates. We'll continue tracking the latest from Assam and come to you for more.